It's Friday afternoon and the end of a working week, the start of the weekend and off on an adventure. For those who don't always have the time to go on a long holiday, the mini adventure is all the rage at the moment. A mini camper is perfect for mini adventures and we are going to take it on a mini holiday.
Und damit gehen wir jetzt mal in Kurzurlaub.
So, let's start the weekend.
Auf geht's ins Wochenende.
Downsizing, mini adventure, or simply a short escape from everyday life. Whatever you choose to call it, the Caddy from AlpinCamper is a pretty good choice of van for that. Because, as the owner of a small Volkswagen, you really have to restrict yourself to the basics, to the bare essentials, if you want to go on tour with it.
Adventures don't just happen outside Europe, but also right on your doorstep. For example, here in the Alps, not even 2 hours away from Munich. I don't need a big expedition vehicle for that. On the contrary, a small car is much better. For example, this Caddy from AlpinCampers. The Caddy is the smallest all-wheel car that VW has in its range. It's not an off-road vehicle, it doesn't have differential locking, it doesn't have reduction gears, but this people mover ticks all the boxes and I've got a bed in the back. What more do you need?
So according to the motto, less comfort, more freedom? Yes, that about sums it up. Sleep comfortably and protected from the weather. Brew yourself a cup of coffee in the morning or quickly warm up a soup in the evening. That's what the AlpinCamper offers. But it's only suitable for a maximum of 2, because the Bavarians from Isar Outdoor Centre omitted the rear seat when ordering the car from Lower Saxony. As the light is fading, it's time for our test team to find a place for the night and to try out the layout in minimalist format.
The big surprise is that with a length of 1.77 meters, a height of 1.25 meters and a width of 1.45 meters, there's everything in the Caddy that I need. I have a kitchenette, which even includes a decent amount of worktop, hob, sink, storage space and a pull-out bed for 2. It doesn't get better than this. And there's a pretty good solution when it comes to the center of gravity. The largest storage space is very low down, underneath the bed. You can even reach the refrigerated drawer from the driver's seat. The second battery is installed under the passenger seat. The auxiliary heating is under the driver's seat and can be operated via the panel here on the sidewall. What really stands out with AlpinCamper is the extremely sturdy construction. It's really dent-proof here. Perhaps the thickness of the material is one size too large, but nevertheless it's been very well made. There's extra heating protection for the hob, there's a small sink that's been fitted well. The freshwater supply is located here down below. A simple solution with a canister. That makes a lot of sense in a vehicle of this size. And you also notice here that it is very solidly built in craftsman quality. The bed is situated on the driver's side and it can be used as a single bed. I don't have to change anything. Or you can simply pull the front part to extend it, if I'm on a trip with a partner. Move the rear upholstery, push it in here and the bed is ready at its full width.
Und schon ist das Bett in voller Breite da.
And the full length of 1.95 meters is also set up quickly.
It's hard to believe, but there's even a skylight so you can look at the stars from your bed.
Time for an interim summary.
As opposed to the very many modules that you can buy for the Caddy, what we have here is a proper camper van in mini format. You can see this from the way that the space is covered in felt and the large surfaces have also been carefully insulated. One detail I don't like much is that this is the outflow for the heating. It has a short route from the underbody. Is right in the way of the sliding door when I'm loading stuff in or out, and it's easy to kick it. so it could get damaged pretty easily. So, I'm now going to test out what it's like to sleep in a mini camper like this. Good night, Marie.
Marie? Ah, yes, then, good night. The foam upholstery is really quite comfortable. In any case, the Explorer crew is up bright and early the next morning because it's now time for the Caddy to prove itself with the standard 4Motion drive. The all-wheel drive is really the very simplest variant. An automatically regulating Heldex clutch distributes the power to all four wheels, and that's really all that's needed, at least in easy terrain.
With its traction control all-wheel drive, it's quite amazing how this Caddy drives, and the conversion by Alpincampers is also pretty impressive. The only thing that rattles is the hop, and that is quickly fixed. What I do miss a bit is the short gear ratio. That would help it to move along a bit better, and naturally there's still a bit of room for improvement when it comes to the exterior. Because while the rear angle of driving slope is completely fine for a vehicle like this, it's more than enough for easy terrain. The ground clearance is also okay. Perhaps undercarriage protection would be a good idea. But the front bumper, well, naturally that's a car standard. It extends down quite a way, meaning that you're sure to scrape it when you're off-road. Under the hood of our test vehicle is the really classic Traverse 90 kW 4-cylinder turbo diesel Euro 6 engine, and accordingly the AdBlue tank is also hidden away here.
A blemish-free front would be recommended, and if you are already getting undercarriage protection, you could also treat yourself to the cycle chassis with higher suspension. Of course the sky's the limit, but the Caddy really does put on a good show on hills and forest tracks. Even the tyres, standard 195 R15 or weather tyres, leave nothing to be desired. And the suspension travel of the 2-ton high-roof vehicle is also fine. This brings us back to paring down to the essentials. The Alpincamper is completely adequate for most trips through Europe, if you don't want to carry too much with you. But a useful and recommendable extra is the swivel passenger seat for €550.
The swivel console is a little bit complicated. Perhaps I just don't get it. Okay, first you have to tip it. That's why it only works when the door is open. Then you put the seat forwards a little. And then I can turn it.
Drehen.
Turn, turn, turn.
Drehen. Drehen.
And then you lock it in place again.
Rastet man ihn wieder ein.
It's an accessory product. It really creaks when you're off-road. You have to get used to it. But it's approved, so you don't have to worry about its safety.
The only thing missing is the price of the companion for mini to medium adventures. And unfortunately, it's not really all that mini. You'll pay upwards of €37,000 for an Alpincamper. This is due to the high price of an all-wheel drive Caddy. Apart from this, the conclusion is positive.
We were given the Alpincamper to test on a credit basis for 3 days and 2 nights, and to be completely honest, it is one of the most genuine vehicles that I've had to test over the last few years. I really like it. I have everything that I need in the smallest of spaces for traveling alone or with a partner. It even has a window with a mosquito net. I've got a refrigerator drawer here. But there are 2 small things that are annoying. That's the first one. It's very annoying off-road, but it's possible to fix that. The second thing is if I go in and out here regularly, I would scratch the bumper relatively quickly. it would be a good idea to cover it with a protective film. But otherwise, a great vehicle. I think we'll just keep driving.
And would probably still be driving if the most beautiful mini adventure didn't have to come to an end at some point. By the way, we've already tested another converted Caddy. Have a look around in our YouTube channel.